Okay.
For those of you who don't have Approachability, I would recommend getting it on Amazon. But there's some great topics in here. And one of the things I relate to is that, at times in my roles, I was not approachable. Meaning that I maybe came across in a strong way to people that put them off.
So you might have sounded impatient, you might have sounded arrogant.
All of that.
Okay,
all of
intolerant.
That. Exactly.
Okay, irritated.
Yeah, and so I relate to it, and I think that when people run into sort of things that trigger them, and that's a topic that we have in the book, what happens is emotionally they get charged up, and they react in a negative way, and so what we help people with during executive coaching is really dealing with that situation, recognizing that it's occurring, and then having different strategies to address with people how to be a little more emotionally intelligent and be able to interact with them.
So that's good. You're saying that it goes way beyond just, kind of being easy to talk to, expressive in the way you communicate, maybe a little bit direct, but you're also saying that we work on conflict resolution, really.
True. Usually,
so how does that help?
Well, usually,
so if they figure out their triggers, what are they going to do differently?
Right. So approachability may be easier in a low stress situation where there's no conflict,
right.
and that's where you develop rapport with people.
Right. You're charming with others.
And then this stress comes in, right? And that stress then
the crunch time.
It flips you, and so being aware that it does flip you, and being knowledgeable on how that may impact the people that you're interacting with, that is the key. And so we talk about that in the book, and there's a lot of good tips and tricks on that, and really getting a clear understanding of yourself is so important.
Give us some. What are some of the things you do when you're trying to manage a conflict? Let's say you have someone you don't trust, you don't like, you've got to work with that person, they're withholding information on the job. How are you going to have a conversation?
Well, it's a great question. It's really the challenge that often you face in business and your whole life in general.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so that ability to actually listen better, that ability to be in kind of a learning mode as opposed to a closed mode where I'm actually either fight or flight. I'm either fighting you in some way, or I'm running away, I'm avoiding you.
Right.
And so those are the ways that most of us sort of react to those stressful situations. And so that sort of closed defensive mode does not work well when you're trying to be approachable and
right.
resolve conflict. So that learning mode, which you've put together a great part in the book about conflict resolution, where we have a model that if you're interested, if the audience is interested, is a great model. It's very straightforward and helps you understand yourself and others in that stressful conflict situation.
Right. From positive inquiry to owning your part in the conflict to trying to repair to trying to understand really where the other person is.
Right.
That's
so if you can
big pieces of it.
Right. So if you can do both kinds of environments where you're friendly and outgoing, being able to be social with people in that low stress situation, even though you may actually feel anxiety because you may be an introvert, but it's a low stress conflict situation. Be approachable. Be smile and have a good interaction with people. Then, in these stressful environments where conflict is so hard, it's being able to, of course, be able to apply that in those stressful situations.
Right.
And as you point out, conflict resolution is always one of our big, important topics that we deal with every day. So.
Okay, that's your little snippet for today.
Great.
Come and call us, talk to us, and tell us about your team.
So what's our contact information should they have to get a hold of us?
Growth and Leadership Center, of course, www.glcweb.com.
Give us a call. Check it out on Amazon, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.